Hello students, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we will study about the properties of matter. Before moving ahead, let's quickly revise. Matter can be classified based on composition, physical state, and properties. Properties can be further classified into two categories, physical properties and chemical properties. Every substance has some unique or characteristic properties which help us identify and study it. Now let us understand physical properties. Physical properties are those properties which can be observed or measured without changing the identity of the substance. Some common examples of physical properties are color, odor, melting point, boiling point, and density. Let's understand this with examples. When water is heated, it changes into steam at a fixed temperature called boiling point. Here the substance is still water, only its state changes. So boiling point is a physical property. In a similar way, when ice melts into water, it changes from solid to liquid. But the substance remains the same, that is water. So this is also a physical property. Now let's look at another example, odor. Naphthalene balls have a strong smell. So when we smell them, their particles reach our nose, but the substance remains the same. So odor is also a physical property. Now let's understand density. Density of a substance is also a physical property. It tells us how much mass is present in a given volume of the substance. That is why some objects float on the water while others sink. This depends on their density. And again, while measuring density, the substance does not change, so it is a physical property. Now let's move to chemical properties. Chemical properties are those properties in which the substance undergoes a chemical change and forms a new substance. For example, when paper burns, it forms ash and gases like carbon dioxide and sometimes carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide is formed during incomplete combustion. Paper is made of cellulose, and on complete combustion, it forms calcium salts, potassium salt, silica, and unburned carbon. So, not only the physical state is changing, but there is a chemical change as well. Therefore, combustion is an example of chemical properties. Now, let's look at another example of chemical property, which is acidity. When lemon juice reacts with baking soda, bubbles are formed. These bubbles are carbon dioxide gas. Since new substances like sodium citrate, water, and carbon dioxide are formed, this is a chemical change. Now that we have understood properties, let's see how we measure them. Properties like length, area, and volume are quantitative, which means they can be measured. Any measurement is written as a number followed by unit. But earlier, different systems of measurement were used in different parts of the world, which created confusion. So, a standard system was needed. This system is called the International System of Units or SI system. It was established in 1960. It includes base units and derived units. These base units are very important, so make sure you remember them. So here are some base physical quantities and their units given in NCERT. Now let's quickly look at them. Length is measured in meter, represented by small m. Mass is measured in kilogram, represented by kg. Time is measured in second, represented by s. Electric current is measured in ampere, represented by capital A. Temperature is measured in Kelvin, represented by capital K. Amount of substance is measured in mole, represented by mol, mole. And luminous intensity is measured in candela, represented by CD. From the exam point of view, you should especially remember meter, kilogram, second, Kelvin, and mole. You do not need to memorize everything in one go. Once you start solving questions, these units will automatically become familiar. Now let's understand something interesting. If I write 1000 meter, can I write it in a shorter way? We can write it as 1 kilometer. This is where prefixes are used. On the right, you can see the prefixes used in the SI system. This table is given in NCERT book. Now you don't need to memorize the entire table, but some prefixes are very important from the exam point of view. Let's look at the most commonly used ones. Kilo represents 10 to the power 3. Milli represents 10 to the power minus 3. micro represents 10 to the power minus 6, nano represents 10 to the power minus 9, and pico represents 10 to the power minus 12. Now observe carefully, as we move upward in the table, the values become smaller and smaller, and as we move downward, the values become larger. So these prefixes are widely used in science, and they help us write measurements in a compact and convenient way. So let's answer a question. Which of these is the smallest unit? 1 nanometer, 1 millimeter, or 1 micrometer? So now from here you can see that nanometer is 10 to the power minus 9. For millimeter, the value is 10 to the power minus 3. And for micrometer, the value is 10 to the power minus 6. So the lowest value, the smallest unit is 10 to the power minus 9. So the nanometer is the smallest unit amongst these three values. Alright, now let's look at some important conversions of length. 1 kilometer is equal to 10 to the power 3 meters. 1 meter is equal to 10 to the power 2 centimeter. 1 meter is equal to 10 to the power 3 millimeters. 1 centimeter is equal to 10 to the power minus 2 meter. And 1 millimeter is equal to 10 to the power minus 3. 1 kilometer is equal to 10 to the power 5 centimeter. 1 kilometer is equal to 10 to the power 6 millimeter. Now let us solve an example. We have to convert 5 kilometer into millimeter. Now try to convert first kilometer into meter. So since 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter, therefore 5 kilometer will be equal to 5000 meter. Now convert meter to millimeter. Now since 1 meter is equal to 1000 millimeter, therefore 5000 meter will be 5 into 10 to the power 6 millimeter. So in the next video, we will study the measurement units of mass, weight, volume, temperature, and density, and also practice some questions related to them. So stay connected. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Keep learning and stay consistent.